All right, so congratulations on making it to video number 2 in the Bulk Ops Bootcamp. This video, we're going to be going over how to quickly import some supplemental data that we're going to be using in this training. We'll go back over running autopilot once more. That was the previous video, so this will just be a quick review there. Then we're going to talk about moving targets over to the bit override table. And the bit override table is this tool here, the blue arrow, and its main purpose is to quickly override bids, both target level and placement modifiers. You can also update campaign budgets and some other bid strategies, things like that, to specific segments of your account. So in this example, we're just going to be doing it for targets. And the main use case of the bid override table is to really focus in on typically your top performers, or also new targets that you've launched, maybe new launch campaigns specifically for new products, things like that. Things that you just really want to focus in on your account. That's kind of the intent. So yeah, we're going to be going over in this video how to quickly get that set up, and just maybe the most common use case I'll say for this tool, and that's specifically overriding bids after you've ran autopilot. So we'll quickly go over a example. All right, so right now I have in my bulk file, so go back and watch the first video if you don't know how to do that. So I've got that in here. I haven't synced anything yet. I am going to, in this video, import the following supplemental reports here that are ticked. And I'm not going to go over actually downloading those because it is pretty simple. And there's a video that we've already got here that I'll link underneath this one in the members area for how to go through that. But there's also a link within the tool right here for how to step by step get each one of these saved. And basically you've got an add tactics data new folder and a custom name code for these files that you save them to within your Google Drive. That's kind of step one to getting them in the tool. And then once they're saved, all you have to do is get the menu to display here. So I'm going to click the authorize button, get the menu up, and I'm going to go to manage supplemental data, and I'm going to go to import supplemental data. And once those files start importing into add tactics, you'll see kind of a confirmation here, check marks here as they come in. And then once they're all in, you'll get a prompt, just hit OK. And now we're ready to sync everything together. That will also include kind of our supplemental data. So we've got our bulk file, got our supplemental data. I'm going to click sync. All right, and after that syncs, you'll get a prompt. I accidentally just clicked out of it, but now I'm going to go over to autopilot and run those rules like we did in the first video. So I'm just going to click on that. And after that updates, I'm going to now add some targets to the bid override table. So the bid override table by default is going to be completely blank. So far, all we've done is updated our add type sheets here using autopilot. And what we're going to do, we're going to go over to the settings tab, and we're going to go down to this setting here, Pareto percentage. And basically what this is going to do, depending on what percentage we set, it's going to move the targets that account for whatever percentage of this, whatever percentage you set, that percent of orders, it's going to move just those targets over to the bid override table. So 80 is actually probably kind of high for a default setting. Might want to change that, but I'm going to set it to 50 for now and just kind of see where that puts us at. I don't like to have any more than like 100 or so targets as far as kind of maintaining those on the bid override table. So what you're going to do now is just go over to the sponsor product sheet for the sake of this example and click add Pareto targets to bid override table. You can obviously do this to the other add type sheets as well. All right, and you can read there as far as what it's doing. So I'm going to hit yes. All right, hit OK, and I'll come back over here. Now, if you don't see these columns, you may have them hidden here. But basically what it does is it moves automatically the value that is in column A in all of these sheets. You can see it's called target override. So you can manually copy and paste any of these off of your add type sheets here. So if like you wanted to sponsor display and you wanted to move this one, you could just copy that value, go over to the bid override table, scroll down and paste the value there. And then you just need to make sure you choose target in this use case. There's other use cases for kind of monitoring different segments of your account and portfolio, stuff like that. So this video is just going to cover the main use case, which is putting targets on here and then manually overriding those target values. So after you've got these two columns populated accordingly, all you need to do is click this sync button here, the blue arrows. So I'm going to click that, and that's going to now sync our data associated with these targets to the bid override table. So it's going to pull in all of the supplemental data that we imported, all the ranks data, all of the placements data, and just give us everything kind of all in one place. All right, so just hit OK. And one thing I forgot to sync to this account was the ranks data. So if I come back up here, you can just click on, actually you have to plug in your rank sheet link here first. Let me go grab that. All right, so this is covered in the supplemental data video, but real quick, your ranks tool you can grab, or first you got to make the access edit and then copy, or actually I can just copy this link I think here. All right, and then pop that in here and then click on sync ranks. All right, and now I'm resyncing the bid override table now that I just updated ranks. I want to get that data in here. Got everything that we need. You might see some alerts here as well. This is a demo file, so they're not really there, but that's something you want to kind of keep an eye on, because if you've got an error in your bulk file related to one SKU, you may have gone out of stock or something's up with the actual campaign. You want to kind of just keep an eye on that. So anyway, once you've got targets on the bid override table, you can collapse that, and that just kind of hides the info needed to add targets. And you can see you've basically got your ASIN, you've got the keyword, you've got more details related to the campaign here. You've got this first one's a separate tool called the Target Sniper. There's a separate training for that. But outside of that, you've got brand analytics data, search query performance data, impression share data, and you've got all your placement data here for top of search, product page, rest of search, and Amazon Business. And then you've got your ranks data. So those are the main sections there that you can expand and collapse. As far as overriding the bid, and we've got our autopilot bids here. You can see based on the name we gave our autopilot rule, there's the rule number. And then here's the current autopilot bid since we've already ran autopilot. All right, so what you're left with is this was the original bid that the keyword was currently set at. Here's the autopilot bid if you let it do its thing. And then if you want to override it with something else, you can plug that in here. So say you, for whatever reason, you want to use 60 cents instead of 57 based on the different layers of data that you've looked at. You can go through and do that with any of these targets. You can also obviously keep notes here if you're doing like split tests, or say you want to really defend top of search for a keyword or something like that. You can plug in those notes. One thing too that's really helpful is this link here. That's a hyperlink directly to the search page for this keyword. So if you're ever running A/B tests and you're wanting to check placements, stuff like that, that's a really quick way to navigate. But once you've plugged in the values that you want to kind of fine tune, and you can do the same sort of thing with the placement modifiers, your bid strategy here, also your campaign budget here in green. It's all handled the same way. You just go up to optimize, bid override table, and you're going to use this fine tuning menu here. So for the sake of this example, we're just going to override our autopilot bid here for the 60 cent parameter for that one target. But you can do the same sort of thing in bulk for campaign budgets, bid strategy, and placement modifiers. So it's all handled the same way. So I'm going to click on this, and all it's going to do is swap out the 57 for the 60 cents. So I'll hit yes, and then we'll go and quickly verify that it is in fact 60 cents now. All right, so I'm gonna hit OK, and now I'm gonna go and find this target really quick. So one way you can do that is if we go here and then search the bulk sheet. And as you can see, it's now 60 cents, which is what we want. So from there, once you're comfortable with all your changes, that just becomes like an intermittent step then for fine-tuning specific segments of your account. And when you're ready, you can just export it like we did in the last video, and that will create your final upload file that you then just upload back to Amazon, and you're good to go. So hopefully this video made sense and you can kind of understand the benefits of centralizing all your Amazon data alongside your PPC data, and really just having an easy to use dashboard for looking for trends and executing different strategies on your account. So hopefully that helps. I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.